Condor Resources is an AIM-listed gold company operating in Nicaragua. It's got projects underway in which it's seen its total resource doubled over the last year from just over 800,000 ounces to 1.6 million. Mark Child is the Chief Executive and joins us now. Mark, welcome.
Thank you.
I want to start off first of all with the overall project and ask what your message is to shareholders.
Condor's proved a JORC code resource of 1.6 million ounces at 5.6 grams a tonne on its La India project in Nicaragua. That's very high grade. The indicated category, we have 265,000 ounces at 7 grams a tonne, and the balance is in the inferred category. We're seeking to increase that resource to 2 million ounces this year and double the indicated resource to around 500,000 ounces. We have the largest JORC code resource in Nicaragua, and we hope to be, or will be, the next large commercial mine, gold mine in the country.
You've done all this work over the last year, but your share price doesn't seem to reflect all this work that's gone in to the operation. What do you say to shareholders that are still there?
Stick with us. We focused at the operational level. Condor has grown very rapidly. The resource increase has been partly through our own drilling. We've put in 15,000 metres of drilling last year. I've built up a team from scratch in the country. We have 85 people on the ground, 6 geologists, so we're well tasked to put in another 10,000 metres this year and reach the objective of 2 million ounces.
Now, you've undertaken a mining concept study, haven't you? What's this given us that we didn't already know?
The mining concept study is produced by SRK Consulting, who also do our independent resource calculations. And it is a study which, as the name suggests, conceptual in nature, and looks at what if, given the resource that we have. The key finding on that report is that it should be possible to have an 80,000 ounce per annum mill. The cash operating costs will be around about $600 per ounce, between $500 and $600 per ounce. The reflection of very low operating costs is due to the high grade and the low labour costs in Nicaragua.
In terms of the study, you're moving on now to a scoping study, I believe. Is that right?
That's correct,
and a
yes.
full PEN assessment, a complete assessment of the economic viability.
Yes.
When is all this scheduled to be undertaken?
Well, the mining concept study is in fact very detailed. It's over 100 pages long. The first 30 pages is dealing with benchmarking with other projects in the region. And so we're 80% of the way towards a preliminary economic assessment, as the Canadians call it, or a scoping study, as the Brits call it. We can push the button on that, and we'll have any time to engage SRK to complete that work. So it'll certainly be this year, and we'll also start a pre-feasibility study this year, which will involve metallurgical tests. We're having metallurgical tests done at the moment, and geotechnical work and some environmental work.
Are you finding any silver in amongst your gold deposits you've established?
Yes, that's a good point. The La India project produced 570,000 ounces of gold at 13 grams a tonne prior to its closure in 1956. And that was operated by a company called Noranda of Canada, who regularly produced 40,000 ounces a year. We have all the logs from Noranda, and the gold to silver ratio is between 1 to 2 grams silver to 1 gram gold. We haven't modelled the gold in the resource, but it's in the drill results, and we'll look to do that this year. So we have the same amount, if not more, in silver credits within that 1.6 million ounce gold resource. What
about the team that you've built up here?
We've built up a team for the future. Very, very pleased with the team. We have some excellent geologists in Nicaragua. The country manager is Dr. Luke English. He's a Brit. He's got a PhD from Cambridge University in geology. He's lived there for 4 or 5 years. We've got 5 other geologists working with us, and we have about 80 people on the ground up at the field camp. And I think they've demonstrated they can put 15,000 metres of drilling in last year, and they've got the skill sets to do that again, and the various studies.
So what's next then? Again, going back to the message to shareholders, what should they watch out for? What are you going to complete this year?
Well, we're heavily trenching at the moment on the Central Breccia area and on La India project. The 80,000 ounce per annum mill, which is in the mining concept study, is all underground. We're going to target to get around about 25 to 30% of our production in future out of open pit, which is considerably cheaper. So I think the ultimate mine, my target would be a 100,000 ounce mill fed from 3 different sort of very, very close related areas on the project. And people should look for some trench results, which we should have out in the next month or so. We'll restart drilling. We had to pause drilling at the end of last year. We wanted to get a bit more money in, but we also wanted to look at the 1.6 million ounce resource and look at this conceptual study and see what the recommendations were and make that more economic. So we shall start up with a couple of drill rigs as soon as we can. So we can expect an announcement on that. And we'll go through the metallurgical and other tests. The target, as I say, is 2 million ounces this year.
You do have some other concessions in Nicaragua. Just quickly run through what's happening there.
We have 4 other concessions in Nicaragua. One of them, the Rio Luna concession, has a resource of about 87,000 ounces of gold at 3.5 grams. We announced that in the last quarter of last year. And the other concessions are all have historic mining on them, or have had some historic exploration of some sort. So we're hopeful that they offer upside within the project.
And in El Salvador, your other area of interest?
Yes, we started off in El Salvador 7 years ago, and we proved up 1 million ounces of gold in El Salvador. Unfortunately, the government has placed a moratorium on all mining in the country across the sector, and we're caught up in that. That's one of the reasons why we diversified into Nicaragua about 4 years ago. The Tau Group report, which is an environmental study being conducted by a Spanish group for the government on whether they can have environmental friendly mining in the country, was produced about 6 months ago, according to our sources. And we believe that's out any time due. They've had congressional elections last week, and we think that it should be out over the next few months, but it is a bit of a political football there. There's no valuation in our share price for the 1 million ounces that we got in El Salvador, all to JORC code again.
Okay, Mark, all right, well, thanks indeed. We'll look forward to your news this year as and when it comes out. That's Mark Child, who's the Chief Executive of Condor Resources.
This film is for educational and leisure purposes only. Proactive Investors does not provide investment advice. The company is a publisher and is not registered with or authorized by the Financial Services Authority. Please refer to the full terms and conditions on the Proactive Investors website.